Hey everyone, thanks for having me. I just want to start off with a little bit of background about myself, where I'm from. My family, my ancestors, they were some of the first people to move to Iowa, and now their farm is just all corn and soybean. I'm born and raised San Diego, thought I was going to be a naturalist when I got older. Started lifeguarding when I was 16, really developed a respect and an understanding of sustainability, and went to the University of Michigan, studied business, specifically focused on entrepreneurship and corporate strategy. I was recruited out of that program into a consulting firm, which was a great job, and it allowed me to save up enough money to start Revolution Landscape, which I did in 2008, and that's my partner Ari there, and we're holding our chickens. So for any entrepreneur, the first project is critical. So I wanted to just share that. This was a side yard, front yard. It was a family friend in University City. Obviously had huge runoff problems. Another angle. So what we did is we went ahead and terraced the landscape, planted a bunch of bare root fruit trees and vegetables and native plants. The landscape started to develop. Got some corn coming up, fava beans, nitrogen fixers, and then we got our first small basket of produce. That was a really exciting moment for us, and we had our first happy customer. There's Ed. This is what the landscape looks like now. That big tree right there, that's an apricot tree. So since 2008, we've done close to 50 landscaping projects, and I just wanted to share some photos quickly of some of those projects. They're seasonal gardens with, tomato plants and corn in the summer, and then, leafy greens and broccoli and kale and stuff in the winter. Just really cool, totally different than what you see when you drive down the road. You see lawn, and then all of a sudden you see, a vegetable garden landscape. Just really neat. And then our clients, they get a basket of produce every week from their yard. This picture is not so pretty, but it's a really important project for us. This is our current project. It's for an organization that houses people, adults actually, with developmental disabilities, and it's going to be a therapeutic garden. So other cool stuff that we're working on. Mushrooms, really neat, a great thing to grow where you can't grow anything else, because they thrive in shade. Edible flowers. This is a rainwater harvesting system where we're taking all the rain off of one of our clients' roofs and funneling them into these 200-gallon tanks, and then it's integrated into an irrigation system which irrigates fruit trees. These are, we've done some work with some schools. Really cool place where kids are able to take what they're learning in the classroom and bring it outside and get their hands dirty. Some vertical gardening, mostly with succulents. Now in this picture you can see in the lower left corner there's some desert tortoises. This was a really neat project because we focused it on providing a habitat for those tortoises as well as vegetable production. And so there's actually there's a peach tree right there, and any fallen fruit, those tortoises will go over there, and that's a nice snack for them. We're also doing vermicompost. And then I wanted to just touch a little bit about the business side of things. Right now, we're really focusing on targeting high-income, medium-sized property owners. Most of our business is in La Jolla right now. But I see in the future that there's huge market opportunities in some different sectors. A big moneymaker are high-income people with large properties. These are places like La Jolla Farms, Rancho Santa Fe. There's another sector here. It's the high-income small properties. These are people living in condos downtown. How can we be innovative and service those people? This is vertical gardening. This is growing lettuce on balconies and things like that. And then we have this other sector that's the low-income, medium-sized homes, and I think that that's the most important one to target, because these are the people that need the produce the most. They're the people that don't have access to locally grown organic produce. How can we service them? So a little bit about our philosophy and model. From the get-go, we're doing everything 100% legitimate. We're incorporated, we're licensed, we're insured. Another thing, we've got great staff who are happy working outdoors. We've got great clients who are return customers. We have a focus on providing a service that's beneficial to the community, and then logistically, we have a community focus so that when we're going on maintenance, we're not driving, from Tijuana up to Oceanside in the same day, and we're not wasting gas. So we've got projects that are all next to each other. We also have cooperative competition. So, our competitors, we're referring projects to each other that are outside of our range. Really good relationships with each other. Education and resources, we're at the farmers market giving people good organic gardening advice. That's really important. Our 5-year plan, so in the future, where we're going with this thing, we want to continue in the residential market, and we want to find a way to service those low-income people, but we also want to break into a commercial and nonprofit market, and there's a lot of opportunity there with healthcare facilities, even large organizations like Google, where you have you could put a garden and have a nice work environment, and even incorporate some of that produce into a cafeteria that they have there on site. So just some financial projections, some figures. Our first year, our revenue was $65,000, and then now in 2011, we're projected to have $250,000 in revenue. And so for a small startup like ours, where we started with very little capital, that's a huge accomplishment. And I don't see the demand decreasing for any of this. I think it's just going to keep going up and up, and I'm very optimistic about it. So some final thoughts just to wrap up here. Entrepreneurship opportunities. I broke it into products and services. I think water issues in San Diego are huge. We need to create products that can catch water, store it, and then use it efficiently. But we also need products for gray water. Right now it's all piecemeal. We need to have effective ways of getting the water that we're using in our homes out into the yards to irrigate fruit trees and promote that. Weather controller and remote access. What I mean by this is having an application on your cell phone, especially for me as a landscaper, so that if it's raining, I can go on my cell phone and turn off the irrigation at all of my projects. That technology does not exist yet. Farm equipment powered by renewable energy. I want my truck to be on veggie oil. Farm equipment, tractors, I want those to be electric. Those conversions need to happen. New services, I think business students would be great for CSAs. Just logistically, there's a lot going on there, and who better than business students to figure those things out. Community composting program. Right now we've got tons of organic waste coming from our homes, and it's going right in the trash. We need to be collecting that in our communities and our cities, and figuring out how we can break it down and use that as compost and fertilizer for the food that we're growing. Education and training centers. There's a lot of people and an increase in people who are interested in sustainability. There's nowhere to go. There are an increased amount of places where you can go and learn about sustainability, but I think that's a huge opportunity. I think we need more training centers, more education centers, where people can come and learn how to do organic gardening or learn about sustainability. And that's a business venture in itself. You need to figure out how to do that out sustainably, financially. So just to my last slide, San Diego City College has a great urban ag certificate program. They've got an awesome farm downtown. If you're interested in this industry, definitely go check that out. And then also UCSD has a farm here. I tried to see it before this presentation, but I wasn't able to track it down in time. But I know it's here, and if you're a UCSD student interested, definitely get involved with that. And then just to wrap up, just some philosophy points here. As an entrepreneur, know yourself, know your history, know where you're from, know what you're interested in. Go into that industry. That's how you choose what industry you want to be an entrepreneur in. And then enjoy the challenge. Entrepreneurship is super difficult. Every single step of the way. So don't focus on the ends. Focus on the means to get there and enjoy the challenge every step of the way. And then if you're going to be an entrepreneur right now, do it in something sustainable or green. It's good for the community. It's good for the environment. It's going to make you happy. And that's my presentation. So thank you very much.